Greetings, justice seekers. Welcome to Justice, Not Justice, Season 1, Episode 22. All right, so we are now in December of 2018. We just had a hearing in front of a court commissioner wherein Lisa Bangert, guardian ad litem for the children of Jeremiah and Jamie Collins, was hoping to get visitation reduced, and the commissioner did not agree with that. And so 2 days later, I almost erroneously suggested or alluded to in the last video that she did this on behalf of Jamie, but in fact, because that came later, but in fact, she did this on behalf of herself. So she was not happy at all with what the court commissioner had to say about things, and so she filed a motion de novo, which means I don't like what the commissioner has to say. I want the judge to decide, okay? So she filed that on December 13, and a hearing was scheduled for January 16. Now, a lot of things are happening in December in particular, as well as January of 2019, namely that we didn't know this, but it turns out that Judge Sankovitz, who was the judge assigned to this case, was going to be retiring at the end of the year, and probably had known this for quite a long time. And that might explain why he was ignoring everything pretty much that we were trying to get in front of him, because probably he just didn't care. He just wanted to kind of get done with stuff, wrap things up, put them in a tight little box, and move them on to the next thing. So we were assigned, we were not aware of this until we kind of found out about it from the back door, that, excuse me, we were assigned to a new judge. Can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but Bangert then went in and requested a change of judge from the judge that we had been assigned to a different judge. And I don't know if she specified the judge that she wanted to have. They will tell you at the courthouse that she doesn't have the ability to do that, but we already know that the GALs, and Lisa Bangert in particular, have the ability and the authority to do a lot of things that most people wouldn't know about, and of course would never admit to. So we continue to file motions on contempt issues related to mortgage payment, visitation, all kinds of stuff. All right, so we had this hearing on the 11th, and I already mentioned that on the 13th, Bangert requested a de novo review of the commissioner's decisions. I have a cat over there, so apologize. But in the meantime, on the 12th, so now Jamie's not represented, okay? So immediately the very next day, December 12th, Bangert sends Jeremiah an email called Notice, Violation of Court Order on 12/11/18. This email provides you with notice that you violated the court's order of 12/11 by having Kristen present with the children during your placement in the afternoon of the same date, something that is specifically prohibited. This action may be found to be contemptible by the court. Then again, on December 17, another notice of violation of orders on 12/13/18. Jeremiah, this is notice that the FCC orders of 11 were again violated by you on 12/13, and that Kristen was allowed to be present during your period of placement, and that you did not bring your daughter to her swimming practice. It's important that you understand that the court made the orders regarding not having the blah, 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 so that you can have time together. This is a common order intended to allow the relationship between you and your children to grow and rebuild. There is no reason Kristen has to be with them during placement. This is an order of the court that must be followed. I saw that you asked for a review, blah, blah. Okay, and then she talks about the extracurricular activities. You are under an order to take her to practice. Flagrant violations of orders can have serious legal consequences, but more importantly, your non-compliance is hurting your children. They expect you to take them to their activities, and they expect you to be alone. Your choices are not benefiting them. So the question we have to ask ourselves at this point is, when, if ever, did Bangert send the same notice of violations of court orders to Jamie about her contemptible issues specifically related to the children, which we believe the answer is never. I mean, we don't have any evidence that any such orders or notices were ever delivered to Jamie regarding cultivating the relationship with the father, not talking disparagingly, blah, 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 blah. Never mind the mortgage and all that kind of thing. Then again, on the 26th, just a real quick note too that I forgot to mention in one of the previous videos is that Jeremiah was supposed to have visitation on Thanksgiving because that was a Thursday, and Jamie hijacked them and took them to her parents or her grandparents or whoever it was instead. And of course we made everybody aware of that, and of course nothing was done about that. So all of this importance of, you know, the children and but whenever Jamie violates these things, nobody seems to talk about the importance of the children being with their father. And I must address again, Bangert, you know, this whole concept that there's no reason for me to be around. Again, this is my residence. My son lives there part-time with me. I am disabled. It's winter. I have nowhere to go for 8 hours a week. Okay, so there is a reason for me to be around because I live there. Again, notice of violations on the 19th and the 21st. So, and again, she's billing for all of this. Okay, so we know he's in contempt of court. We know he's violating the orders, and she's continuing to send these notices that you're violating the orders because Kristen's around and we're being billed for that. Okay, and not at an insignificant rate. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that for now because our next activity is the final order signed by Judge Sankovitz on December 31st, wherein he addresses really nothing except for Jeremiah's things that he's doing wrong, according to him. So we'll pick that up in the next session, and I'll see you soon.